Congratulations for making it to civil services. Would you like to introduce us about yourself and your educational background?
Uh, Thank you so much for the congratulations. I'm Neeraj Kumar Jha. I am from Madhubani, Bihar. I have done journalism from University of Delhi, and that thereafter I have done pursued my masters in international relations from the School of International Studies from Jawaharlal Nehru University.
How was your interview and what were the kind of the questions which were asked by the board? If you are comfortable to share with us.
So there are few questions I'm not able to exactly recall, but there are few questions that I can say. The first, as I was a journalist, so first question asked about the media, the declining ethical journalism, and how the media can be improved. So especially they talked about the role declining in the audio video media where public issues are not developed and media has become a weapon of mass destruction. So that was the question from the media sides. There was a question about the India Canada relations, how the major issue came into front of us, how US is doing pragmatism at the same time criticizing with us, and thereafter the debate came on the WTO and what are the bodies, what are its role, and thereafter the question, why do we need international relations when a nation can be a self-reliant, then why do we need the international relations? So that was the question. Thereafter they talked about the fundamental duties, why should not the people are following fundamental duties despite being in the constitutions, and people are more focusing on the right in present context. So these type of question revolve around the journalism, IR, fundamental right and fundamental duties.
Did they ask any trickish questions or any situation based questions?
Sorry.
Trickish question are these situation based questions?
No, there was not a single situation based question. So one was tricky question that why should not we make the fundamental duties into replace with fundamental rights? That was one tricky questions that I find.
What motivated you to pursue civil services?
I am a journalist, so in journalism, the public service is our sacrosanct thing, and that the public service has forced me to think about the civil services and diversity and opportunity that the civil services give. That was also attraction for me.
What was the mode of your preparation? Did you go for coaching or self-study?
No, I have done all by self-study, and there was no such coaching things. But for interview, I have attended some coachings.
What was your strategy for prelims and how did you tackle the CSAT?
So prelims was now the prelims is getting tougher and tougher day by day. So gone are those days when we have to solve the 85 or 90 questions. I myself solved only the 55 questions and got into the qualified for the mains. So you have to strategically plan. So you cannot have preconceived notion that I'm going to there and I have to solve those number of questions, these number of questions. So you have to think, you have to decide at that point of time. You cannot have earlier decided prior to the examination. So on you have to, whatever what civil service we are doing, we are making decisions. So at every stage, at pre, at mains, at interview, every time you have to make a decisions. In service also you have to make decisions. So in prelims you have to decide which question do I need to attempt, do not need to attempt, and more focus on the fundamentals and NCRTs. That is important, not running behind the current affairs, and that will not help in present. Basic, remain to the basics. And first is that focus more on English if you are not have enough good mathematics. So English can be helpful, and basically comprehension part, learn the tricks how comprehension can be solved, and focus on reasoning also if you are not comfortable with math. And if you are comfortable with math, then it's okay, everything will be fine.
What was your strategy for mains and how did you approach it?
Means
Yeah.
for means the first thing is the paper completion, but these have gone those days where paper you have to complete the paper and you get into the interview. Now you have to improve the quality of your answer. So you have to catch the tone of the paper. For GS1, what is the tone of paper? For GS2, what is the tone of paper? By tone I mean that if there is a paper of GS2, you have to mention the articles, you have to mention the committees. That will enhance the quality of your answer. For in GS3, it's all about the data. You know the data, you have a point and data. Remember, for the every answer you give to, you need to give the data. For GS4, you need terminology, ethical terminology. For GS1, you need to have a history, you need to have a society. So the terms and improving the quality of answer. The answer writing can be the best way forward. More practice, more improving the quality of answers.
Since you have done masters in international relations, definitely did they ask you any question about IR and foreign policy?
There were many questions starting from why we need IR. So for the first fundamental question, then they asked about the India-Canada relations. Why Canada is doing such a things? Why they are promoting the separatist and Khalistani things? Why US is also supporting Canada on that behalf? And they also asked me why cannot we have a Akhand Bharat thing? So these were the questions from the IR that I found.
Since the nature of the exam is very competitive, how did you stay physically and emotionally strong and motivated?
So once you have a motivation for public services, so that keep on, that's keep you let you practicing and going day by day. So one thing, that public service, you have the aim for public service, then definitely it will motivate you throughout your journey.
What's your take on mental health and UPSC preparation?
Mental health is one of the most important things, and in the present time we have an advantage of meditation, yoga. So you have to be physically fit. You do not need to be only be bookish and remembering the books and books. So you have to be physically, mentally fit. Then you can only then you can perform in your examinations, or you can write better answer to better interviews.
Did you ask any question about your hobbies and how did you pursue your hobbies?
So my hobbies were related to editor and writing news articles. So they asked me what article you have written in the recent time. So I said that role of self-help group in developed India. So they asked, it is published. I said, yeah, it is got published in newspaper. So that was the all things.
Do you have any suggestion for the future aspirants for preparing for this exam?
You should have motivation, and higher the motivation, higher the chances of success.
And last question, how was the night before interview and how do you feel now?
So now I am feeling mix of anxiety what the board has given marks and how the result will go on. Earlier that I had asked about the what board I will get and how they will ask question, how I should approach the these all the anxiety I have before that night. But now also anxiety is there about the results. So things have not changed much different. Everything is same.
Thank you so much for speaking to us and we hope all the best for your
Thank you. Thank you.